Hi, my name's Alison Ransom and I work for the Connectional team in the Ministry's Vocation and Worship section. I've been asked to show you how to get all the fabulous resources that are on the Methodist Church website to help us explore our vocations. So you go to the Methodist Church website, which is up here, methodist.org.uk, and then you can either just write /vocations and it takes you exactly to the page that you want, or in the search bar here, you can just type in the word vocations and it'll bring you all the pages on the Methodist Church website that have the word vocations on them. So we want the main site. And on here, you will see there's a bit of information and then there's all these little tabs. So you can come and find out directly about Vocation Sunday. And every year there are resources up there that match the lectionary for Vocation Sunday, and there's a whole service. If you're feeling called to serve overseas, then you can click on that one and find out more information. If there's a volunteering role, then there. But I want to show you a bit more about this one, discerning vocation. So you just come to this square and you click on it. And here we've got some information about discerning our vocations. Little bit of definition of what the words might mean. And then here it's called golden circles. Why do you want to do what you do? What's your purpose? Sometimes when we're thinking about our vocation, we think, what should I do? But this is flipping it around on its head and trying to find out the why that is the thing that really excites us. So to find out about that, you just click on this red writing here. And if you would click on that, it'll download a Word document. And then there's a step-by-step guide taking you through a process. And you can do that as quickly or slowly as you want. I guess you could probably do it in half an hour, or I've done it with people and you can take a couple of hours, take your time to really pay attention to what's going on. The other thing that's here and also free to download, click on the red writing, is a sailboat activity. The idea here is that we're able to discern best what God's calling us to when we are balanced. And the imagery there is a little bit meant to be representing the wind on a sailboat. And for a sailboat to be kind of blown in the right direction, there needs to be a steady wind behind you rather than veering off to one side or the other. So if there's quite extreme things happening in our lives, internally or externally, then it might not be a great time to make a big life decision. So this is to help us to work out how we get balanced and what a good balanced decision can be like. Now, all these resources under here are on the Methodist publishing pages, but there are direct links to them through this site too. I just want to talk you through those a little bit. So the first one is this little book, and it is little, it's smaller than my hand. It's called This Time, This Place. And it's a space for you to consider what God's calling you to be and do. And you'll see inside, there's quite a lot of blank space on the pages, and that's on purpose. We've asked you some questions, and then the blank space is for you to write or draw or doodle your responses. If you've got loads to say, just do it on another bigger piece of paper. And you work your way through this little booklet. And then crucially on the last page, it says, what do you notice? And then it asks you some questions to look back through and see if there are any patterns and see if there's anything emerging. And if through doing that, it helps you to discern what God's calling you to. If you think God is calling you to some kind of service within the Methodist Church, then we've got information specifically about that too. And these are the called to be postcards. It's a whole stack of postcards, each one with different images on them. I think I've got 2 packs muddled up together here. And the idea is that if you're particularly interested in a particular ministry, so for example, I think I just saw the worship leader one a second ago, you would pick the worship leader card, and on the back of it, there's information about what it is to be a worship leader, and there are some reflection questions. So you might just think about those, pray about them, you might chat to somebody else about them, you might go and talk it through with somebody already as a worship leader, and kind of then notice, is that what God's calling me to? Or what you might do is you might take these reflection questions here, and you might take the reflection questions of this one. This one was designed for people exploring being a chaplain, but the questions are generic questions that you can interchange. So with the whole pack, you could just work your way through the reflection questions and see what emerges, and then see what seems to be the best fit. So both those resources on the Methodist publishing pages. The postcards are free, although you need to pay postage and packaging, so it might be worth getting more than one pack and giving one to a friend. And the booklet is £1, including postage and packaging, plus postage and packaging. So again, do one order and pay for the postage and packaging only once. But while you're at it, you may as well get this larger document. It's A4. It is what it says. It's a pick and mix vocation planning resource. This is for churches, circuits, districts, and there are 7 or 8 headings in here, double page spread for each. And the first one is appreciation and encouragement. It's been proven that when people currently enrolled are appreciated and encouraged, that not only encourages them, it actually helps them be happier in the role, and more people are interested in stepping into that role themselves in the future. So what you could do is you could just take one good idea off here. All these ideas are already at play. These have all been taken from Methodist churches around the connection, and just pick one good idea and try that and see what changes in your church. Or you could pick one off each section and see what happens. Alternatively, on the very back page, there is a step-by-step guide to facilitate a small group, maybe a church council, and together discern what are the steps that you want to do, so that you can be really intentional about developing vocations in your context. So I hope all of that is useful, and God bless.